Yeah. Big change of plans pretty much for the whole week. Right now it's about 9:30. I would probably be about an hour away from the resort at this point, maybe less than that, maybe like 30, 45 minutes, I want to say. Get checked into a room, get unpacked, get some rest, and prepare for the trip for tomorrow. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. So it's not anything that I did wrong. It's not anything that Justin did wrong. It's not anything that anybody, any human being did wrong. It was Mother Nature. What I'm trying to say is basically that the weather out there in the valley this week would not have been the most ideal for the work that we were trying to do. So Justin had called me yesterday, and he and I were talking a little bit about the trip and whatnot, and he told me that he wasn't too sure about how the weather was looking. Now, he and I had been monitoring the weather for probably about a week so far, and we've been watching closely, and each day that we were supposed to be out there working, they were going to call for thunderstorms. So we were hoping, okay, maybe these are going to be afternoon thunderstorms, which is pretty typical for this kind of climate during this time of year. And sure enough, as we were getting closer and closer to the beginning of this week, those afternoon thunderstorms were more like all-day thunderstorms and all-day rain and heavy rain, like 60 to 70% chances of rain, which are fairly high and really good chances of rain out there in the valley. And then I got a call from Justin this morning, and I'll be honest, I was a little afraid to pick up the phone because I had a very good feeling what the phone call was going to be about. And sure enough, I answered the phone, and not even a few minutes into the conversation, it was decided that due to inclement weather, it would be best to postpone our trip out to Canaan Valley for the springtime marketing campaign. I'll be 100% honest, it felt like there was like a small hole somewhere in me, just because I was so excited for this trip. I was getting really prepared. I had spent money on gear. I had, been working out all these different plans for how to film all these different activities. And Justin had even worked so hard on planning a schedule and basically writing a whole week-long itinerary for our trip. And he had organized all these models, all these influencers. He did a lot on his end. I'm not going to lie. He did so much on his end. All for it to come right down to the last minute for it to be postponed. It sucked. It was just not a very great way to start out the morning, especially the morning before we're getting ready to actually put this thing into action. Like I said, it was nothing in our control. And if there is one thing that I have learned about working out in Canaan Valley, it's that the weather, for sure, is one of the biggest determining factors of the work that you are going to do. Especially if you're doing photography or videography. You need the weather on your side. Yes, a lot of the guys that we would have been working with are no strangers to rain. They work just fine in rain. They do what they love to do, what we would have been filming them in the rain. The rain would have been okay to a point, but it definitely would not have been great all the time. I'm not making any excuses for the rain, just bottom line, the rain is why we're not having this trip right now. Now this morning, after Jess and I had talked on the phone for a little bit, we ended up actually weighing out more benefits than we did costs to us postponing the trip. We actually realized that, okay, it would be better if we postponed this because the weather would be much better at this time of the year, as it always has been. We would have definitely more influencers, more models, more people to work with if we schedule this trip for this time of year rather than right now. And the whole idea of models and influencers is a really big thing that Justin has been trying to really lock in and really been trying to drive home with this marketing campaign out in Canaan Valley. And so by us postponing gives us more of that to work with, as we're already starting to see. Now, personally, as soon as I found out that the trip was postponed and the reality was setting in, I felt like that there was a hole. I felt like that there was something missing. And it was mostly because I was trying to think, well, what am I going to do with my week now? I have all this stuff opened up. What am I going to do? Luckily, I already answered that question. I managed to get a few hours and get a few days locked up with the aquarium for me to go down and work. I'm working with Greg's family on maybe doing a few jobs for them, which fingers crossed, hopefully that goes well. And also on top of all of that, I finally filed for my LLC today, which is pretty cool. So hopefully sometime very, very soon, I'll be the owner of my own small business. And if you can see, the smile is on my face because that's something really, really big for me, and hopefully that will be going through really, really soon. I've been meaning to do that, I just never really found time to do it, but today for some reason I just decided, hey, we're just gonna do it. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I'm okay that this trip is postponed. Luckily it's not canceled. The trip is not canceled, it's postponed, so it is still going to happen because I love Canaan Valley, I love working out there, I love working with Justin. If I have not said that enough in many videos in the past, this is okay. Everything is going to be fine. One of the many things that I have learned in being a freelancer over the last year and a half, almost 2 years, is that not everything goes to plan. Not everything is going to work out the way that you want it to. So being able to adapt and being able to kind of just roll with whatever comes your way is a wonderful skill to have. Don't let bad news like jobs being canceled or trips being postponed derail you from doing what you want to do or from what you love doing. If anything, just keep moving. And that's pretty much what I've done today, is just continuously moved. So the Canaan Valley vlogs are going to be postponed for right now just because the trip has been postponed. So don't worry, they will happen when we get back out there, which will hopefully be very, very soon. Now, Justin, if you are watching this video right now, number one, happy Father's Day. And number two, you did a great job planning this trip. Even though it is postponed, it's totally fine because, man, when we go out, when we do it in July, it's going to look awesome and we're going to do a great job and you will have planned a very, very, very successful trip. So with that being said, that is it for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this one. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.